I got a call from a young racing driver, a guy called Alfie. In terms of racing, he's doing pretty well, and he's just turned 17, so I've been asked to teach him how to drive. Now, this is going to be, in some ways, it's going to be so much easier. Someone can control a car, throw it around the track at God knows what speeds. But in some ways, that's driving a car. Learning to drive is a different skill set. He needs to learn to drive as quick as possible, so we're going to push things through. He's going to make a nice, interesting little project, how to teach a racing driver to drive for the roads rather than a track, because that looks a bit like a farmer's vehicle. His dad's a farmer. And there we go. Let's have a little meet-up. Oh. Hi Sam, how are you? Lovely to meet you. You, Alfie. Gordon, how are you? When did you turn 17?
Christmas Eve was my birthday.
Or is it?
17, yeah.
It's a bit taking the limelight off everyone, isn't it? It's a bit selfish, isn't it? what a rubbish. Is that a great day or a rubbish day for a birthday?
I get this question all the time. I don't really know. I've had it for my whole life, so it's one of those you just get on with, but no.
Well, my birthday's on Halloween, and I think everyone gets dressed up for my birthday. Everyone gets dressed up and goes around and has a party. For me, that's my attitude.
In a bad way, I think I've done more revision for my theory test than I ever did any of my GCSEs.
Now, tell you what, go left, see if we can beat the VW. So, see the left. Here it is, check the left side. Right, we've got to see if we can beat the Tegan. FL69. Put it down there. Seeing if the cheeky shortcut works. End of the road. Well, we wouldn't be told to turn right here. Slow it right down, slow it right down. Right. Still got a signal. And turning left. Did it work? Did it work? Slow down, coming in, pedestrians, you're driving at an actual speed I can do, not a what if speed.
I reckon because we've got to give way, we're not going to do it.
Okay, why don't you nudge up a bit close? Because you're a little bit far from the give way. How about now? So, did that shortcut work?
I think it's behind us. No, it's the one behind.
Yeah. Did work. So. Now, thing is, if you get nice and close, drop a window, look at the person, you suddenly become a human, they'll let you out every time. Well done. Signal for the second exit, checking your mirrors, slowing it down. That's it. Just take a bit of speed, bring it across. Now get the car prepared for appropriate gear. We're going for third. Let's have a look. Make a decision.
How do you know what the speed limit is on this road?
Because you went for a national speed limit sign and the approach to the roundabout. Bring it across. Now get the car prepared for appropriate gear. We're going for third. Let's have a look. So, she makes a very good point. Every road, as part of the routine into a junction, every road you come in, every road you start, check the speed limit.
Yeah.
So either check for a new sign or check for it's still the same. On that roundabout there, it was national speed limit before the roundabout because every exit off it was going to be national speed limit. So it saves putting 4 sets of figures.
Are you using it today?
I'm not, no.
What can I get for you?
Can I get 2 wraps of the day? One with a flat white and one with a Fanta, please.
Something to get the charisma in. Hey, tyres and tarmac, they roll backwards.
Really tuning.
Doesn't matter. What if they roll back? They got to react to you.
Yeah.
It's not like your car, the response will come along and change your bumper for you. It's my car! So it's that distance.
So, just about.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
There's chips, you got the meal. We got chips.
I didn't get a meal.
That's what we've been given. Don't know. Drive on. But they realised what their chips were.
I just said 2 wraps of the day.
You did.
Oh, well.
Shh. I don't care.
That'd be a good one.
That one over there, 25, I reckon. Oh, mate. Result, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh. There we go. Yeah, first manoeuvre conquered. Hot vape up. Job done. The hardest thing about this road is keeping to the speed limit.
You're going downhill.
Downhill, it's a big wide road. So, could you argue, would you be safe at higher than the legal speed limit there? Yeah.
Yes.
So unless you clock up that speed, you're going to go at a speed that you think's safe. But if that speed that is safe happens to be higher than the speed limit, you're going to go speeding.
Yeah.
And guess what? The first 2 years, you get 6 points. You do the whole thing. You lost your license, theory test. You even have to apply for your provisional again.
Do you?
Yeah, you literally lose everything. Now this roundabout is third exit right. So even there, third exit right, you're going towards Desborough. Even if you didn't see that planning board, I've kind of told you what to do, the instruction. Yeah. So third exit right is different from third exit follow the road that we had before.
Yeah.
So slow until it opens. Opened enough on the next exit?
Yep.
Yeah, go. Dead easy driving if you've got a system. Now where's the risk? Very good. Left signal at the earliest opportunity. Left, left, left. No. Okay, miscounting. That's miscounting there. Let's go around and do that again. We're now here now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, reverse around the corner. Now this is go parallel there. This used to be a manoeuvre, got taken out in 2017. You have to learn it now.
Really?
So you come down the cul-de-sac, it's close, nowhere to go. Got to turn the car around. Rather than turning the car on the road, we can reverse around the corner.
Yeah.
Now what you're going to do is steer around, full observations, and basically get the back end, steer it that way, and keep that car facing the curb. Looking around and check that side. So if a car comes along, you'll be expected to stop. That's it, straight back. There we go. Now on the driving test, you'll be asked to go back about 3 car lengths to do it from there. But that's fine, what you've done. Okay. Absolutely perfect. Now the point is, you made a mistake there.
Yeah.
You took 4th exit right rather than 3rd exit right.
Yeah.
So have you done anything dangerous?
Yes.
No.
No.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just took the you just don't know how to count. Have you done GCSE maths yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't do too bad.
Good. If you come down here, the examiner might have said, pull up on the left. Okay, just reverse around that corner and we'll drive off. You'd be expected to do it the old test standard from 2017. Right. So you still
put myself in a tricky situation.
You put yourself in a tricky situation. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4th exit right. This is the 4th exit right. How have we got there? 8 hours. We will get to Kettering. There we go. Now the thing is, count your exits. It's easy to say 1, and that way, guess by counting them, you're looking at them, you're picking up any potential danger. 3. What comes after 3, Alfie?
4.
Yeah, straight to the left. Oh no, 4. You got it. So I mean, so if you count the exits,
yeah, you're looking at
them, and also if you know you're taking number 4, when you get to 3, signal to get yourself across. Do that there. Let's have a think. We're coming off the next junction. So are you going to go around this lorry, or it was a? You've only got a look. It's got a mile. What do you reckon? Or should you just be happy and come in?
We could do it.
Yeah, just come in. I reckon. Because even at, how fast are we going? 60.
Yeah.
You're only a minute away.
Alright.
So it's not that long. There's a lot of traffic up ahead.
So
you might be able to get back in time. But do what to get there? Now, yeah, no. If you do the overtake, you'd have to come in before that other lorry, and you've got yourself back in the same. But you're in the same position.
You might get blocked in as well.
You might get blocked in. Now, little quirk here. See the paint has changed. No, that's the service station. See the lines have changed. The little lanes, little lines of green reflectors. It's now technically a separate road. You could undertake that lorry on the left.
You wouldn't anyway.
Because there's a car in front. But if it wasn't there, you could then make progress. All that progress you made, you could have made later on anyway.
Yeah.
Now you're going to get this ingrained in your. You do this on autopilot. Round it goes. We bring it around. No one's giving it. Literally side by side, having awareness of cars. Now each of these junctions down here, these roundabouts, can you do it? Keep it in 3rd gear, 20 miles an hour. If you're not stopped by cars at the right, so check your mirrors. Slow it right down to 20. Looking across nice and early. Happy to take that?
Keep going, yeah.
That's it. It's a little bit slower, you're going too fast. Round the roundabout. I have to call you back there. Signal left, no signal, and it's too fast around there. I wanted 20. The camber of the road tips you out as well. There's no advantage there. So, second exit, follow the road. Same principle. Just check your mirrors, look to slow it down to about 20. If I'm looking across there, cars on that side will come across, cars on the left. Let's have a look. Can we fit in with the cars? Yes, we can. One last check as you go across, just in case. So looking across, signal left. Let your eyes follow the line or keep your over. Check your mirror right in case a motorbike has decided to come and enter.
That's better.
Much better. You didn't do it any faster or quicker or slower. It's the same speed. Second exit, follow the road. Same thing again. Do this one on your own. So that you aim for the island, you see. Then you can. Then if you're aiming for the island, you know when to put that signal on. Last check. There we go. Very good.
It's fun, just down there.
Yes. Do you know why?
Because a lot of roundabouts.
No. Because this is Kettering Test Centre.
Uh,
Slow it right down. Brake. Try second gear about 10 miles an hour. And there's a reason for this. Slow it right down because cars legally can be parked right up to there and right up to there on those double yellow lines. And you have a lorry coming through at the last minute between the two. You're going around too fast straight into the lorry. You're only 100 metres from the end of your driving test and you do that. What name are you going to be calling yourself all the way home?
That's fine.
Go around. Yeah. On motorbike, I'll be in front of that lorry by now.
Yeah, the race of mine does say it, but there's a gap.
Rein it in! Rein it back!
You could get this one, and then you could do both of them together because they're quite close.
Yeah, but you're on a Dacia, not a Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Not a Mini Cooper, all going in the same
It's
direction.
got similar horsepower. It's just probably twice the weight. No, the car is.
Oh, right. I mean, how much time have you actually made if you had overtaken the lorry?
Probably not.
They're just meters to get to the next red traffic light.
Yeah.
So it's not like racing where you're not stopped.
No,
That's why you talk about that attitudes and beliefs. It's saying, well,
straight on.
yeah. So, yeah, make sure you do keep in real good shape. So, your thought process there, like, oh, I'm going to overtake and get under there. Well, what was my fourth tier on my driving matrix?
Motions,
Attitudes, beliefs, and emotions. Absolutely. Ooh, they're about to go for it, didn't they?
Yeah. Actually.
That's a bit. But you're going to learn really quickly. I mean, it's your first lesson. We've been driving with me for just over 3 hours.
Yeah.
I've already driven around test streets in Kettering.
Yeah.
Up to now, your information on the racetrack has been very focused, very hyper-focused on what's in front, what's around there, it's there. Now, you've got to extend this now you've got to be like your eyes on the side of your head looking all like you through like my 360 camera. It'd be very easy to not realise you're in a one-way street and turn right from the left-hand lane. Now, you're going to need lots of private practice, not for learning how to drive as learning to control a machine, but to have the skills of gathering information.
I guess that's the more repetitive, the more you do it, the more you kind of just pick up that thing.
Now that will take long because you're a quick learner. We've got to force that process through. Now, if you take 36, 40 hours to drive, which is probably the average, that builds up naturally over time towards it. But so when you go, it's my chart at the beginning, controlling the car is only the first start of it. It's the anticipation, the planning. How do you anticipate and plan? Like gathering in information, isn't it? Second exit right to Stamford still. Still not realised. Right, you indicate right.
You went in there going into them shots.
Purgeon. Right hand side. Now this is difficult, this roundabout. If you meet this for the first time, you'll probably cock it up. So you take that, take it. So put your indicator back on. Now you're going to follow it. It's a spiral roundabout. Now I'm going to show you where we're going. We're going around here. Aim, give me some speed. Go down here, give me some speed. Now signal left for me. That's it. Bring it around there. Bring it down and around. Right. Bit weird. On my YouTube channel, I've got a video dedicated just for that one roundabout. It's one of those roundabouts where you just have, and if it's the paint's rubbish,
right?
and if it's wet, it's pretty non-existent. So what you're doing, you're staying to that left lane as long as you can, and then peel off when you get to, so you're spiralling out to the outside earlier. If you've left it to your own intuition, you're going to cut across the lanes. If you've got paint on a roundabout, it's never going to be intuitive, because if it's intuitive, you wouldn't need paint on a roundabout. Do you always have accidents every race?
No.
You know,
I finished every race this year.
I mean, race control are pretty strict, aren't they?
Yeah, like you do. So it's similar to like your road license. So your race license, turn right.
Yeah.
So your race license, you got a license that you can get up to 12 points on your license before you then get banned. Depending on how you get them 12 points, depends on how big your ban is. Something's your fault.
Yeah.
And it's quite bad, you'll get more points than you will for ignoring.
So that places where you can't overtake after the point of turn or at an apex or something like that, or is there no rules on that?
As long as you don't make contact with another car, you can overtake them in any way you want.
So if there's contact, they have like a steward's inquiry, see who was at fault.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like a road accident. Is it your fault, their fault, or knock for knock?
Did you hit them? Whose fault was it? Then say it's your fault. How badly did it affect the other driver? How big of a crash was it?
Do these points come off over time?
Yeah, so it's a rolling 12 months.
Gosh. What do you get? What's the punishment? 3 points generally, is it? Or?
Yeah, say you made someone not finish the race, they'll probably disqualify you. And that's then 4 points on your licence.
Oh, 4. What do you have to do to get your race licence?
So it's a test, so you've got a theory test on like the flags, and it's a pretty simple test.
So know your colours of your flags, what's a green flag as opposed to a black flag, red flag, yellow, checkered
all
yellow,
of that stuff. And then you go out in the car on the racetrack with the examiner in your passenger seat, and you've got to be able to drive around the track at a decent pace without, say, spinning or coming off the track. But if you know most people have done a few test days and stuff, and like got a bit of an idea on if they're going to be racing and stuff. So they kind of you've driven a car on a racetrack, so it is fairly simple. And the test isn't anywhere near as complex as the road driving test.
No.
There's obviously less things that can happen.
I think half it is when you go on a track day for the first day, you don't believe how grip we get from a tyre. You're so used to, it's like, I can't possibly brake that quickly in it. And also you got better asphalt, you got better grippier.
And also how fast the tyre loses grip as well. So if you've got a road tyre on a racetrack, it gets hot and then it loses all the grip. No.
Yeah, of course you don't. If it's dry, you don't need grooves in your tyre.
No, but then when you then get on some slick tyres, the first lap's getting some heat in them to actually work. So if you don't get heat in them, they don't tend to like to work.
No. What do you think we're going to do next week then? I've got my ideas. What do you think? Well, at some point we've got to do manoeuvres. But I think you should watch my manoeuvres video and save me. It'll save you an hour. Me have to go jibber jabber. You don't have to listen to me directly. You can listen to me in my video and watch Izzy do it. She's really good at manoeuvres. Izzy's ready for test spec. She's doing her 5th attempt at doing her theory. She keeps getting 42 out of 50 every time.
I hope I don't do that. In a bad way, I think I've done more revision for my theory test than I ever did any of my GCSEs. But Mum and Dad, you don't need to look at those.
No, we won't put that on there. No. Send it to cars. What happens in Vegas? Third exit right, please.
That was odd. He indicated to turn right and then just decided not to.
He changed his mind.